What's up? Welcome back to the Glasshead Podcast with your boy Saga Entity.
Yeah, and my name is Dorian Aims, a.k.a. Chaos Goathy, a.k.a. D Nasty. I'll be filling in for Burgess Chase this week.
All right, welcome back. New co-host. Burgess is out, has some things to deal with, but it's okay. We got D Nasty. He's behind the camera. He is now in front of the camera. We actually started this thing together. Me and him.
Yeah. A couple months ago, it was just me and you.
Yeah, a couple months ago, it was just me and him doing it, and we were really pushing this shit.
We made probably like 3 or 4 episodes, like full episodes, and we just never dropped them.
But we made like 10 because we did like practice and stuff as well. So back at it.
Back at it
again was the old tag.
Yes, sir.
Back at it.
Yeah, back at it again.
Back at it again.
Definitely. So how you doing, bro? It's been a minute since you like talked on camera, got to chop it up like this.
It has been a minute. A lot's happened. You know what I mean? As you know, we all know, we got the brands coming in.
Mm-hmm.
We have Lord B in town.
Lord B. Yes,
and
sir.
We are getting equipment. As of this week, we are getting the equipment so that hopefully by next week we can start having everybody on camera and maybe even switch up the set. So
definitely,
that's changed. That's changed. It's not just gonna be this.
Yeah,
it's not just gonna be this anymore.
Yeah,
and hopefully,
a whole new background, a whole new setup, a whole new everything. No, you're gonna see all our faces on camera now.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, you're gonna be able to see who's behind the scenes, who's putting in those little details. You know what I mean? Jay Scott is actually up behind the camera today. Shout out Jay Scott,
manager.
Yes, sir.
Manager on duty.
Yeah.
So that's what's up. What about you, bro? What's been going on?
Sheesh. A lot. You know. Before COVID, I was working. You know, and I worked for a little while into that, and then, you know, I just had to take a break from work. I took about 2 months off, just trying to figure things out, and then, you know, we kind of set this up in the midst of me doing all my other things.
Yeah.
But just focusing on my brand, focusing on what I want to do with this year. I graduated in December, so, you know, it's been one of those. I always knew I was gonna take a break after college, but you know, when you take that break and then COVID-19 hits.
Like, damn.
It changes everything. It really changes everything. It's like you can't travel, you can't really make those plans, you can't really network the way you want to. But you know, I feel like I've been blessed personally to have all my friends come back to town. Jay Scott came back, Burgess came back, Desmond Jackson just came back. Shout out Desmond. He just had his graduation party this past weekend. So it really just goes to show that things happen for a reason. I feel like, you know. Because, like I said, you and I were doing this, just me and you, trying to make it work.
And nobody was over here. Like, now we have, like, because the difference now is we have a team of 4 people.
We have a team now.
And it was just us doing everything.
Yeah.
And we would edit it, like, I would edit it on Final Cut, and then you would edit on Adobe. And we'd be like, let's make this work. And we'd be like, bro, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Sending these files were so big. We had no idea what we were doing, bro. Because the video files are so big, you know? So it's, like, crazy trying to, like, transport those or just even trying to see them. We couldn't even upload on YouTube.
Yeah, we didn't know how to do that.
We couldn't do it. We couldn't do that shit. And so for like a week, we tried to do that shit.
Yeah.
It never worked. Yeah. And so it kind of died, and then we revived it.
Yeah. Do you remember our first episode? Our first episode was like very COVID related. Like, 'cause that's when it first hit. You remember that?
No.
And we were talking about how people were like panic buying.
Oh,
yeah.
No, you're right, because I remember I was like, I was stocking up before this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, my God, that's crazy. It was. Damn.
And that was a big thing. The panic buying was crazy.
COVID's been happening for so long. Then if we started doing this shit at the beginning of COVID, bro, COVID's been happening for so long because, bro, we did that shit so long ago. We probably did that before it hit America. We did that shit, didn't
it? Was probably like the week of or the week before.
Yeah, it was like beginning of March, right there in that general area. Like in February, beginning of March is like when we really started doing it, because it was a little cold, but it wasn't cold. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And in Houston, that means, like, you know what I'm saying, the summer is about to hit in full force. But then COVID happened, and then because spring break we were doing it.
Was this spring break?
Yeah. Well, at least I know for University
of
Houston
March. It was around March area.
And then it was like, we were thinking about times, you know, we could like do it on a regular schedule. And I was like, well, school is coming back. I don't know. Yeah. And it was like, well, it's not coming back for another week. We're good, you know. And then it was like, oh, it's actually never coming back at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're good. But then Burgess came back and Jay Scott was back. And then we're like, you know what, bro, we can let's do this.
Burgess coming back was really the turning point for us, because at that point it was like, hey, we have 3 people now.
We needed the third person.
I can be behind the camera because I'm comfortable there.
Yeah.
Burgess is, you know, his personality is like vibrant. He loves to be in front of the camera.
Of course.
And you know, you're naturally like you like to talk. And
hey man, what can I say?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess I was born with it.
So I'm definitely glad we all got to be able to be part of this, you know, really.
Oh yeah. This is like a dream come true in a lot of ways, you know. And I know we're just starting out, you know, but we're putting in all the effort.
And that's crazy because we say we're just starting out, but we've technically been doing this for about 5 months now.
Really, we have, but that's how much it takes. You know what I mean? You have to really like, and plus we weren't because it's not like we did just this for 5 months. You know, we were all doing different shit and then trying to like merge this into one. Then we finally were able to like, okay, we can all work this into our schedules and make it a regular thing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because we were all working on our own stuff or had our own stuff going on. You know?
Yeah, because you weren't even. I don't even think you started the resin anything. You weren't even doing that yet at that point. That's something that came in like in between.
It did because like I had just thought about it and I was like, you know what, I can do this. And then I got so originally when I did like the resin, I did my own silicone and made my own molds to do it and stuff. And that's what these are. Those are like
the
OG ones. Yeah, those right there. They're for sale.
I like those.
You know,
I like those because I feel like they're more authentic.
Yeah, they are.
You really had to be creative to make those.
No,
pieces,
seriously. And I like them, but then the mold started wearing out. I never got to I had so many failures with the silicone, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna bite the bullet and just order stock molds. You know. But once I did that, I mean, production just went up. You know.
That was just recently.
That was recently.
Yeah.
You know, because it was like I did it. And then I stopped because I did it, and then him and I have a collab to where it was like we made 10 ashtrays of some vintage World Cup pins and
yeah, they are World Cup. I thought they were Olympic. I have
but one Olympic. There's Olympic.
One Olympic pin and 9 World Cup pins.
Yeah.
I actually forgot. I thought they were all Olympic pins, but yeah, that's gonna drop. I
want
to drop them soon, but
Disney.
I was talking to my friend yesterday, and she's like, maybe you should drop them when the Olympics come around. That might be a good time.
Are they going to though?
That's exactly what I said.
So I honestly just do it because they'll create hype regardless. You know what I mean?
Probably, yeah.
But
they're just really cool pins.
But no, they're really cool and like rare. So you know, like it's like okay, we got to think about it.
I think they're from like 1984, 86. I mean, or 1996. It was a while ago. So I definitely I fuck with them heavy. Just on that vintage aspect of it, like you're not gonna find those ever again.
No, exactly. You know? And that's what I like about the resin stuff as well, because like whenever I make anything, it's always gonna be one of one. You know, there's no two or two alike, and that's really what I'm like. I feel like all of our brands are about.
All our brands are like that, but I know you specifically, you market that.
No, for sure.
When I go on your page, it says "made to be personal."
Made
and
to
I
be
like
personal.
that. That's a nice little slogan that you have, "made to be personal."
Well, because I've always had the outlook of like, I can't shop. You know what I mean? Like I can't go in like these Urban Outfitters.
Yeah, you're a broke boy. It's cool.
You know, for real. No, but and that's the thing. But no, you're right. Because if I do spend money, I would rather spend money on like high level drip. You know what I mean? Get like a one piece or two pieces, spend a lot of money, and just not buy for like a couple months. You know?
Exactly. Because I used to work at Urban Outfitters.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I wouldn't shop even when I worked there, and I had that fat ass 60 to 40% discount.
That was a nice
I still
discount
wouldn't shop there. Yeah, it was a great discount. But
and some of it came in handy. Like I have some shorts like that we got on there from the discount.
Yeah, so
gotta get the discount.
Even and that's something I personally kind of realized that I never liked was the fact that a lot of these bigger brands, they'll take advantage of you. They'll take those
and
old
they charge
vintage,
so much money.
That's what I'm saying. They will charge you an arm and a
crazy.
leg for something that they didn't create, something that they copied, something that they're basing their designs off of from 20, 30 years ago when it was $15 for a T-shirt. You know what I mean? And now they're charging $40 for the exact same T-shirt.
It's crazy because kids are paying it. The younger generation because they think it's so cool. You know what I mean? Because everybody goes to Urban. Like my little cousins,
it's the kids.
No, for real. Like they go to Premium Goods and I'm not talking shit about Premium Goods, but it is more like the hype beast kind of stuff and like or like and they charge so much money
and they provide a service though. Like I'm sure like Lord B, for instance, one of our Broderick, he would say
he was
like,
OG with it. But the time him and I were doing this shit, and he was even before me. He had the golden era of that shit of like the Supreme and all that shit. Like I got like the very bitter end of it, but he was like in the golden era of copying, and he was like, Lord B had the drip for real. And actually, we are gonna have segments on his shit, like his shoes and like his drip as well, like on like next week. So we're gonna have segments coming up if y'all have any suggestions.
And that's something we've just decided last night. So this is just a growing thing,
exactly.
And we all talk about what we want this to be, but at the end of the day, I feel like when you mesh ideas and you collaborate with people, you have to have a little bit of leeway in the sense of you can't control everything, and it's just gonna have to grow into what it's gonna grow into, no matter what, you know.
Because everybody's vision is not gonna be the exact same, but they're gonna be similar. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna have, as long as we have a central idea and message that we're gonna, go across. The way we go about it is just, where it falls into.
Yeah, you have to be able to compromise and work with other people. That's very important, and that's something that, it's not just creative spaces like this. That's everything. Like I work at a bar right now, and a lot of the times, upper management, they have a hard time compromising. When in reality, like that's something you need to do no matter what level of work you're in. You know what I'm saying? You can't be looking down on people just because you have a title. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to collaborate as a coworker, as a team, and that's something that I always push for. Is like, teamwork makes the dream work. Yeah, you'll hear me say that. If you work with me, you'll hear me say that all the time. Like, hey, like, can I help you? You know what I'm saying? Can you do this for me? Like, teamwork makes the dream work. And I'm steadily, like subliminally putting that in people's heads all the time, because I know that that's the key to success.
Well, yeah, because and if you just put, you just work and, you have a good attitude about it, because it's the way you look at things. And we've all, Burgess and I would talk about that on here as well.
Burgess is really good at that.
Yeah, no, because seriously, like if you need to have a positive outlook on life, otherwise you're just going to, you know what I mean? You're not going to last long. You feel me? Like, it's just not going to last long for you at all.
Facts.
Your mental's not going to be able to take it.
And then for people
a lot
who
of people fall into
don't have that naturally, you have to surround yourself with people like who do. Because like me personally, I growing up, I was what's the word for it? Where you see things kind of not negative necessarily.
Like a negative outlook? I don't know.
There's a word for
Pessimistic?
Pessimistic. I was very pessimistic growing up. But then I surrounded myself with people like Jay Scott, who, if you're around Jay Scott, you're going to be smiling. Yeah, you're going to be laughing. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Burgess. He's going to uplift you naturally. Broderick, most mellow dude I know.
No, for sure.
He'll find a positive in everything. And being around those people, I realized, like, hey, if you put out that energy, like Burgess always says this, you put out that good energy, it's going to come back to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Broderick has been blessed so many times just on being himself.
Not for real.
Being that mellow, go just with the flow type dude. Yeah. And I love that about them. That's why I surround myself with these people.
No, and and that's really what we're all about, and that's why we have all of our personal things that we're trying to push, because we all focus on different things. You know what I mean? Like Lord B is most definitely trying to push his message of, if not now, then when. You got to push yourself to become that person. Facts. You know what I mean? Jay Scott with lavish. You know what I'm saying? Living lavish. Yeah. You feel me? Like relaxing. You know what I'm saying? Like really just like relaxing, doing you. Especially you see at the palm tree and everything. Like relax, live lavish. Tree. You know what I'm saying? And
the palm tree reminds me of California.
Oh, for real. Yeah. And it's nice because like that's relaxing. You know what I'm saying? And then with your shit, gold, it's like custom. You know what I mean? Like really for you. The embroidery that's never gonna be exactly the same. You know what I mean? It's not like there's still gonna be little things, because it's not like a factory embroidery.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's everything.
You gotta load one thing at a time.
Yeah, and I'm actually wearing one of my pieces right now. This is a collaboration with me and Broderick we had with his old brand, A Rebellion. Like, I might be the last collaboration with that brand. You never know.
R.I.P. A Rebellion.
But that's one thing I do enjoy personally. Like me growing up with my family, we're very much do-it-yourself type people. Where like this shirt, I screen printed it myself. I had to learn how to do that. The embroidery machine, like he was saying, like I invested in myself way back in like junior year of college, and I was like, hey, I don't know jack shit about clothes, but I'm gonna buy this $700, $800 machine, and I'm gonna make it work. And in a matter of months, I went from like not knowing anything to ruining clothes, making holes in clothes, to hey, like that's dope. Like I want more of that. And it really just, you just gotta take a chance on yourself.
Yeah, and that's
no matter what you do. You
gotta invest in yourself, man. Like, don't be afraid to spend that money on yourself, because you're like, man, I could spend that on so much other things. You know what I'm saying? But what's better to spend than on you? You know what I mean? Because like even I could say the same thing on my resin shipper. I probably like, and it was spread out, but like $500 like easily just on nothing.
Just setting up.
No, seriously, like messed up silicone. Products that don't sell, messed up products, bro. I have in this drawer right down here, bro. Like I literally have like a stack of trays that will never, you know what I mean? Yeah. Nobody's gonna buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's so much money, and like you think over the time, like damn. But now, you know what I mean? I invested better in myself, got the molds, got the better resin.
It's time,
you know what I'm saying? Like
it's the time you put into it, you'll get it back.
And you know what I was thinking too? Experimenting is so key. Like don't think you have to do something so structured, or you know what I mean? because when you experiment, bro, like you can find out so many things, or just like that's when you like you don't lose from like it becoming like a job or like having it feel like you have to do it, you know, like you start experimenting and like be like, okay, I still enjoy this, you know, because I had a conversation with my pops about that shit, because he used to be a musician before he like was in his pool service business, and he was like, you know, I realized I was doing it for a job, you know what I mean, like to make money, you know what I'm saying, like. And
you can't take yourself too seriously.
Well, not even that.
Not at first.
Well, he was like, I was doing it to make money and to make ends meet, and he was like, and so I didn't really enjoy it. Yeah, he was like, I didn't enjoy it. He didn't enjoy making music or like playing music. You know what I mean? And then once he stopped doing that and he started making his income another way, then he started enjoying his craft.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So like everybody's success is different. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like he'll be the first to tell you about his music career, but like he doesn't regret anything. You know what I mean? He doesn't regret his life. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody has their own path, and that's what you got to stick to. Because he was like me as a kid. I want to be a rock star. You know what I mean? I'm working to be a rock star. You know?
Facts.
And he invested in himself all the time, bro. He paid the money for the guitars. You know what I'm saying? He paid money for the equipment. He always invested in himself. You know what I mean? Like, and that paid off all the time. Because as more he spent on his shit, the better clubs he would get.
Yeah.
You know
and I can relate to that. I can relate to that.
No, seriously,
heavy, bro.
It's weird because like you'll see it. It's weird. Like you put money into your shit, like order some Amazon, it comes in for your shit.
And that's something
and
I
it's
feel
like,
like
ooh, you
people
know,
like should kind of open their mind to.
Yeah.
Me personally, I related to that story because growing up, right around like 10, 11, my dream was to go to medical school and be a doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that was I was a biology major in college. Like that's something
honestly
I took very
till like
seriously.
hardly even a year ago. That was
no. That's what I'm saying. Like I still plan on going to medical school.
Yeah,
I'm still doing all those things. Like I'm still preparing myself to eventually go to medical school. Like this starting this summer. Shout out Maria. Me and her gonna be studying the MCAT together.
Nice.
But the fact of the matter is like this goal, like my brand and all that. I'm pushing that dream so hard so that eventually when I am ready for medical school, this dream can pay for that dream. You know what I'm saying? So it's important to realize that when you're thinking about what you want to do in life, never really let go 100% of what you already have going on. Make sure that before you make that decision that's really like out of the picture. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you can do anything you set your mind to.
No,
like,
exactly.
Quite literally. You know
and don't be afraid to do multiple shit right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because like,
don't rush.
No, man.
Don't rush
like,
anything you do in life.
You know, because I'll be the first to tell you, like, oh my God, I have so much going on. Because I'm trying to make music happen, trying to make Never Been Alive, my brand
You're
happen.
working.
Got a job, of course. You know what I mean?
You got a girl.
You know what I mean? Got a girl. But not even that. It's like, you know, creatively, right? Just speaking like strictly creatively. Because when you make it in a creative industry, you make it in really one creative industry, right? So I'm doing music, clothes. This as a podcast, like this takes up time and is creative as well. You know what I mean? Like I'm putting all my energy into multiple things, but that's good. You know what I mean? Like that's a good thing because you're Xing things out. You know what I mean? And like, and on top of that, I'm in school. You know, and people ask, well, why are you in school if like you don't like your major or you don't think it's as a point? It's like because the semester before last, I had an HTML class in which I got my own domain to a website, and I have full power of coding and styling my website. You know what I'm saying? Like forever, for life, I got that domain to upload shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I wasn't in school, I wouldn't have had that. You know what I mean? And you find out new things, so don't be afraid. Like times do get tough. You know what I'm saying? Like they do get tough, and it's hard, but you got to remember what you want. And don't spread away from your dreams, bro. Facts. And like, because once that happens, you get away from your path, and you're not happy. And when you're not happy, it's because you just like, you know, you
have multiple dreams too.
Yeah,
you know, have multiple dreams.
And don't be comfortable. Try to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Once you make yourself uncomfortable, that's when you open up your mind. And you know, I'm not saying put yourself through pain and bring up all that sorrow and whatever, and like, you know, to make that art. But just be uncomfortable. You know what I mean? You can be a happy uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like you can be an excited uncomfortable. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like that's important to
like
to
one thing
remember.
I like to do is travel.
Yeah,
so when you're
traveling,
traveling,
like that's a happy
you have
uncomfortable.
to. And I personally, I like to travel by myself. Like I was just in Florida on a fucking like random ass road trip by myself. Just went out there.
Yeah,
and it's like you have to be able to like, you know, conversate and get out there because those are when you meet people who you know obviously you wouldn't meet on a daily basis. Like
no, for sure.
Scott and I were just talking about it. He met someone in Austin, you know, who kind of dropped some gems on him, like let him know. I remember my first time going to El Paso. I was on a plane talking to this older guy, and he was just telling me exactly what I just told y'all. Like, hey, you know, put your energy in everything. Don't stop dreaming. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, your life is what you make it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you come from struggle or not. And we can talk about that another day, you know, like the struggles that we all come from in our background.
But and that's the thing. Yeah, everybody has different struggles. You know what I mean? Everybody does have those different things. But that's what I feel like you and I have in common, too, because I like to drive alone, too. You know what I mean? Like, I love going to Galveston by myself on a whim, not even telling anybody. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, That did happen a lot for like a minute. I was going to Galveston just like a lot for a minute, and like y'all would just check the location and be like, bro, where are you? You know what I'm saying? Like you say you're an hour and a half away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like you feel free. You know what I mean? Sorry, but like you shouldn't.
Calm down, bud.
Yeah, I know. Feel free, bro. You gotta be free. You know what I'm saying? I'm a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
No, exactly.
But seriously, like feel free. You know what I mean? And be free to make your own decisions and like, you know what I mean? It's gonna
make your own comfortable space.
Yeah, because bro, the money comes with the work you put in. You feel me? Because like it really does. If you like start, like we said, you invest in yourself. First, you got to believe in yourself and what you're pressing for. That's the first thing. Because if you don't, then you might as well stop it now.
And then you also you can't be afraid to fail.
Can't be afraid to fail. That comes with believing in yourself. If you believe in yourself and you fail, you still need to have enough faith that you can get yourself back up from that. You know what I mean?
You can't give up.
And then second, you need to invest in yourself. You know. And after that, it's just consistency. I feel like those are like the three like key things that you really like need to push yourself is believe in yourself, invest, and just keep it consistent. You know, because you can still believe in yourself and not be consistent and you won't go anywhere. You can believe yourself, not invest in yourself, and you won't go anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like you need those kind of key items, you know, because if you invest in yourself, you don't believe in it, it doesn't matter. Because people are gonna know that you don't believe in it. They're gonna feel that it's not genuine.
You know, and you see that happening all the time.
All the time, bro. You see these random ass brands or these, you know what I mean? You swipe on Instagram, whatever, and it's like these clothing brands and like they probably have stocks of over like thousands of like those shirts, but they hardly sell any of their shit and you never see it again.
And that's one thing I kind of not worry about.
That fast fashion, you know what I mean?
That definitely sets us apart from like fast fashion or just those brands.
But we don't want to be with that shit. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like we're different from that because like when I drop clothes, when I drop my clothes, it'll be a week or two. I always push it back because I'm just a perfectionist and I always want to make sure like it's the way I want it to be. Yeah. But you'll see like everything I do is creative. You know what I mean? Versus like just having it like be like 1,000 shirts of the same color and the same print. You know what I'm saying? I like to have those one of ones and really just playing with your creativity, and that's something that I feel like. You definitely do that with your
No, and I like that though. And plus like what I also like is I love when people are like working with, like I had our homie Mitch, you know.
Shout out Mitch. Yeah, bro.
Shout out Mitch.
Mitch is dope.
Well, maybe we'll like post a little picture or something on here, or maybe whatever, but of like the tray I made him and like the set that I have for him. But I love working with people, bro, and they're telling me like what they want me to do, because I wouldn't have thought to do that. You know what I mean? Like I really wouldn't have thought to make the tray that he wanted. You know what I mean? And it's so dope. Like it's so crazy. Even this one right here is a base for like a custom tray that I have. You know what I mean? It's not too different than the one that's been up here, but like it's just crazy because like I wouldn't thought of like making that edge like that. I wouldn't have thought of putting this design in here.
Was that someone else's idea?
This one, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was Joe Lusional. Actually,
she was like she wanted that.
That's what she because I have these opal crystals in there, so
those collaborations are important.
Yeah, and that's like special, bro, because like that is a blend of white and blue opals. You know what I mean? That I can't like recreate. You know what I'm saying? So like. That's one of one for her. You feel me? And that's one of one for whoever else. Because it is, you know what I mean? Like, we all do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's all made to be personal. You know what I'm saying? Like, but, you know what I mean? That's the message that I'm trying to press. But we still have that similarity. You know what I mean? In all of us. Because, like, Broderick's trying to push, or Lord B, you know what I'm saying, trying to push that, if not now, the when you person. You know, even with you, with being gold, like, shining, you know what I mean? Like, and really.
Lavish, you know, living your best life.
Living your best life. You know what I mean? Like, we're all trying to, like, uplift people. You know what I mean? And, like, that's the point of what we got going on here.
And I like that we have that. Because, you know, we're all really different people. Like, you see individually, you wouldn't think we're friends, but we pull up together. You can be like, damn, that's a diverse
And people would actually
people.
tell us that, too.
Yeah,
people, like especially when I would go to, like, TSU, like people would be like.
Yeah, because, you know, he's, like, obviously a white boy with tats. And I'm like, I have no tats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and we don't even notice that shit. Because, like, they would say it and be like, oh, what? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like,
Jalin Scott's like the football player, fucking quarterback.
Yeah, and then Burgess is like hype man, like
Burgess
dude,
is like been on stage in front of thousands of people.
Yeah, it's like weird, bro. Like, and then we're just all like
Broderick
together.
Is like the corporate guy.
Yeah, he's literally works in a corporate office. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like legit.
Every day. He's crazy.
Every day he wears a suit. It's so weird. You know what I mean? Like we are not used to that whatsoever. You feel me? But yeah, man, like that's why we really made this, you know, like Glass Head, is so we can like bring all of it together, you know. Facts. And there's a lot of people that we work with and a lot of people that, you know,
like, and that's one thing I kind of want to shout out is so I have this Instagram account. It's called Gold Click Collective.
Yeah, shout that out.
And what I want to do with that essentially is I want to create profiles for all my friends on the basis of, hey, if you want to be updated on all these creative people, go on Gold Click Collective. They're going to have their bios in there. You'll have pictures that I've taken of them. And really I just want to create another platform for them to be noticed. And my vision for it is so that we all have like access to that account, and we're able to post updates on our own brands from that account. It's called Go Click Collective, and it's really something I'm still kind of developing in my head, but it's really just meant to like put people on, you know what I mean? Like I want y'all to be on there. I want Mitch to be on there. You know what I'm saying?
Everyone. And, you know, like
Jordan Black.
That,
you know
and
what I'm saying?
that's a beautiful thing about, like, Houston. Or just, I guess, the people that we surround ourselves around is we all are trying to do that. You know what I mean? Like,
bro.
we all want to be collective with each other. You know what I'm saying? So we all have that opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, so we all can shine in a certain way. Like, we all talk about, let's all put money on a studio space. We all have our separate, like, access to create freely.
Shout out Brand. Yeah,
you know, shout out, on the new Houston. You know what I mean? Like, and so, like, that's really what we all have, you know, like, you know, that we share. You feel me? That need drive to, like, have everybody eat. You know what I mean? Because, like, we don't feel good if, like, we're all up and we're all down and, like, you know, someone is down. Seriously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's, like, weird, but we do take that shit serious. You know what I'm saying? Like, it definitely, like, throws off. And, like, Burgess, I'll say, you know, shout out B. Will. He's the first one to notice that and address it. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, like,
he's very generous.
Yeah, but not even just that. Like he will, like, notice it and he'll be like, what's up? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because I can tell, like, it's off. You know what I'm saying? And he'll push you. And we all have those different, you know, like, niches. Qualities within us. Yeah, and our niches that we fall into, you know? You know. Yeah,
you want to do shout-outs?
Yeah, let's do shout-outs. We're wrapping up. We got a couple minutes left. You know what I mean? It's been a great episode.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? This is great.
Conversation's great.
And that's what we're going to be working towards, more of, like, having everybody. So it's variant. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But shout-out Burgess. Burgess Chase. He's not here today.
He'll be back next week.
We'll be back next week. And hopefully we'll be more of us back next week. Hopefully. And we got Jordan Black. We're doing a commercial with him coming up soon.
Yeah, he needs to hit us up on that.
That's going to happen soon. He said sometime this week. And shout out DJ Bryn. He DJs at Live Oak. He's been doing that for a couple weeks now.
He's killing it too.
Who else? Oh, shout out Jay Scott behind the camera, of course. Lord B. Shout out Now Then When.
Shout out Mitch.
Shout out Mitch.
Yes, sir.
Shout out Dro Illusional.
She's always doing something.
Yeah, Dro is
one of the most creative people I've seen, bro. She works hard.
You talking about consistency?
Yeah.
Oh, Dro always has some shit.
New stuff
New shit all the time.
Shout out
Hell
her
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, shout out Dro Illusional. Because, like, I feel like she definitely slept on in the age, like, you know, but she's coming up for real.
She getting some love, bro. Shout out Mateo. Shout out Hendrix.
Shout out my boy GPS Sony.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Alex Mayfield. He just had a kid. I'm about to just shout out everybody out. So y'all take I'm playing. But yeah,
shout out everybody. You know what I mean? And, like, thank y'all for tuning in, you know. But you already know we got it going on the Glasshead podcast.
Yes, sir.
We'll catch y'all later.